blender is the modern solution to that terribly annoying sauce called Hollandaise that's normally whisked over a water bath until your arm falls off. Everyone, from Julia Child to Kenji Alt, recommend using a blender. So it is with great trepidation that I am about to disagree with my culinary icons and recommend a method that I found in an obscure YouTube video made by a home cook named Jon Olson that requires one pot, one whisk, and only 2 minutes of your undivided attention. Sounds too good to be true? Well, let's find out. The first step is making a shallot infusion. Let's peel one large shallot, slice it crosswise, put it in a small pot, add half a cup of dry white wine and set it over high heat. We're going to boil it for about 5 minutes and reduce roughly in half. If this doesn't look like the normal beginning of a Hollandaise to you, it's because most recipes, including Jon's, skip the step and simply use a few tablespoons of water. But the shallot infusion gives the sauce great savory depth and elevates it to a whole new level. I'm a strong believer that artery-clogging food should be to die for. So, no cutting corners. Don't worry, we're not dirtying any extra dishes here. We'll continue the sauce right in the same pot. Let's take the pot off heat and remove the shallots. I do it with a fine mesh slotted spoon because it's easy to wash, but you can also pour the infusion through a strainer into a cup and return it to the pot. We need about 3 tablespoons of this shallot infusion. If you don't have enough, just add some water. Up to this point, the sauce can be done way ahead, but the remainder of this technique is best done last minute because Hollandaise is difficult to keep warm. Return the pot to medium-high heat. Add 1 stick of butter and wait for the butter to melt. If you want to speed it up, either use room temperature butter or cut it into pieces. Let's add a squirt of lemon, about half a teaspoon, to brighten our sauce. When the butter is almost melted, reduce the heat to medium-low and whisk the mixture vigorously. This distributes the fat and water evenly and helps the yolks bind once they're added. Add 2 egg yolks from large eggs and whisk. On electric stove, have another burner ready on medium-low heat. Even on a gas stove, you might want to move the pot off the heat for a bit so as not to scramble your eggs. Keep whisking, and in 30 seconds or so, you'll have a thick sauce. If the sauce isn't thickening after a minute, you might need slightly higher heat. As soon as your sauce is thick, take it off heat. Let's add some salt, since my butter is unsalted, black pepper, and I like to add dill or chives, but that's optional. A pinch of cayenne would be great, but I don't have any on hand. Here is the texture we want. Creamy, but not as thick as mayo. If your sauce is too thick, add a splash of water. Don't forget to taste and adjust the seasoning. Mine needed a bit more salt and pepper. Perfect. I remember now why I never make Hollandaise. It's the easiest way to accidentally eat a whole stick of butter. It's so silky and innocently lemony. Somehow it always disappears before my willpower and self-control kick in. But here is the good news. This method allows you to cut this recipe in half and use only 4 tablespoons of butter, while most blenders require 12. Another advantage is that your sauce will be hot. I find most blender Hollandaise to be lukewarm, and who wants to dirty another pot to rewarm it? Dear Jon Olson, if you ever watch this video, I want to say a huge thank you for making Hollandaise not only easy to make, but easy to clean after. This video was brought to you by viewers like you. If you liked it, click here to support my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you're ever in the Boston area, Maybe I'll see you in one of my classes.